Redundancy is bad, right? Like, having a second version of me sitting around all the time is kind of a drag, what with the doubled food cost and competition for the spotlight. But what if one of us were to suddenly disappear? It's pretty nice that I still have the original version of me, and I could quickly make another copy. What makes you so sure that you're the original version? While this is an intentionally absurd example, it does start to illustrate the pitfalls and the value of data redundancy. Let's talk about it. Data redundancy is pretty much what it sounds like, having multiple copies of the same data. This can be a bad thing, like when people download a copy of a database to a spreadsheet and then edit it locally without merging the changes back into the source at the end. Or it can be a vital part of protecting your data. You can read more about some situations where the bad kind of redundancy can occur at the link in the description. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to focus on why you should replicate your data. In the world of data security, data redundancy is vital because, as my friend Murphy liked to say, anything that can happen will happen. My hard drive can die, a disaster can wipe out a data center, and cats just happen. So the best way to make sure that none of those situations can negatively impact your precious information is to make sure that no one failure can cause the destruction of your data. That is how you build redundancy. And it's one of the core components of building a strong disaster recovery plan. Redundancy can take the form of local hardware redundancy through the use of redundant arrays of independent disks, mirrored hard drives, or more complex systems, including off-site replication to get you in compliance with the 3-2-1 backup strategy. We have a whole video on the 3-2-1 backup strategy, which you can check out at the link in the description. But here are the biggest things to keep in mind when you're building a system to add redundancy to your data. Number one, make sure that you're not just replicating your data to the same infrastructure. Copies which are independent of each other are good. Copies of the same files being stored on the same hard drives or even inside of the same cloud aren't necessarily helpful, and they can cost you a lot of money due to unnecessary data usage. Number two, make sure that your most important data is protected with the most redundancy. To do this, you'll want to go through a data classification exercise within your home or your organization to identify where all your important data is stored and then define what out of that data is the most important to you or your business. From there, you can build systems that add layers of protection to your most important data while building additional safeguards for data that's important but not life or business critical. To learn more about data redundancy and some software that can help you build the good kind, check out the links in the description. I'll catch you in the next video, but until then, the three of us have band practice.
Data.